All right. I think we're going to get started now. It is July 2025, the beginning of our new season of meetings. Again, for those that are new to OI Live, we meet once a month, the third Thursday of every month. And we have a schedule set up. So today we are going to talk about basket interference and goaltending. Everyone kind of lumps that all together, but we're going to talk about that. And then traveling next month, Black Charge. We'll go over the new rules in October. And then I'm not going to list them all as we have here, but you'll see every month it's a different topic. It's already set. We can always talk about other things, obviously, as we go through. So why don't we go ahead and get started? Why don't we start with this one? All right, everybody saw that, yes? I'm going to play it again fast and then slow, and we're going to talk about it. We'll play it slow here. Dunk. Obviously a dunk, yes? Or
Yep.
an attempt of a dunk. Doesn't really do a great job. And then the ball goes through while he's hanging on the ring. And let's see. It looks like it hits the ring a couple times as it goes down as well. Two officials blowing their whistle, and I think the right to. Not that the lead can't ever get this, but the lead shouldn't ever get this because they're not looking up there. They shouldn't be. I never like to say never, never say always, but what do we think? It looks like they're talking about it, but they initially waved it off. As you can see, the center official coming in waved it off. The coach is like, what the heck is going on? Now, the question is it basket interference and we wave off the basket, or should it have counted? Anyone? What do we think?
Good call.
Yeah, I think basket interference.
Even though it was a dunk, it was not a great dunk, but it was going to go in. There was nobody around there. He didn't mess with the ball. What does the rule say?
Honor in the ring.
The rule says, as we paraphrase, you cannot touch the basket or the ring, the ring is part of the basket, while the ball is on or within the basket. So that means, let's just back it up a little bit here. Well, that's like right there. Let's stop right there. Would you say that ball is above the ring?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay, so it's not, and I say this for hopefully the next videos that come through. This is not within the basket. I am allowed to grab the ring or touch the ring or the net, and it is not basket interference because the rule says it must be on the ring or within the basket, not above the basket. Okay, that's a little, there are some rules that include above the basket, but not touching the ring. Does everybody understand that? I don't have my book on me. I wish I had my book. You can tell I've been off for a month. But that's doesn't matter in this situation. Just that was for purposes of understanding what the rule says. As soon as that ball hits the ring, it is on the ring, yes? And as you can see, part of that ball is within the basket at this point. So since the player is grabbing the ring, not even that it's pulled down, although that's not good either, they're grabbing the ring, that is interfering with the basket and the ball going through. Even though the ball probably would have gone through anyway, that's not the point. Everybody agree with that? Understand that? We have any questions or that, or do we disagree?
That's correct.
All right.
So does the fact that the
The
ball
rules-
is in the
the rules
cylinder,
are
above the
clear.
cylinder, doesn't matter with an offensive player?
The fact that the ball is above, if the ball was above the ring, I'm going to do this here. Let's say the ball is right here. All right. And the player then grabs the ring right here. They grab it, but the ball is up top. That would be nothing. That is not basket interference because the ball is not being affected by them grabbing the ring. We
Right.
understand that, right? If they were to touch the ball, that's different because now you're affecting the ball when it is above the basket. But just touching the ring while the ball is above is not. I don't want to get too convoluted on that, but a lot of people automatically say ball's above and they hit it. That's goaltending or basket interference or whatever they want to call it. And that's not the case. Only if the ball is touched does the above the ring within the cylinder, does that come into play? Yeah?
Correct.
All right, you can look it up and prove me wrong if you want, but I hope that doesn't happen. Then I got to strike that whole video.
It's exactly how the rule says.
All right, let's do another one.
Oh,
All right, now this one involves, it's really the same thing, do we agree? But it involves the official calling a technical foul. Now we can talk about the tech, but let's talk about basket interference first. If it is or if it is not. He goes to dunk. Is this basket interference?
No.
no.
No, not since it's above the rim.
It is
No.
above the ring. It is within the cylinder, but it is not on or within the basket. So far, this is nothing, at least when it comes to counting or discounting points. Now what? Did you see that?
It
Bounced.
bounced.
It
Yeah.
hit the ring. As soon as it hits the ring, it is on the basket,
Right.
which now it doesn't change the rule, but and then he lets go. He lets go before it comes back down again. Now he's let go, right? If he had let go before it hit that first time, you would have had nothing on this play. But since it hit this one time right there, because it hit right there while he's grasping the ring,
Basket
that by
interference.
rule is basket interference. And you could, because one could say, well, he was hanging on the rim. It was shaking just a little bit, which made it bounce a certain way enough to go in. Otherwise, it was going to bounce out. I mean, yes, I guess that's a 99% possibility of, or 1% possibility of it not going in. But we don't know for 100%. So that's why you have to call that basket interference. Agreed?
Agreed.
Agreed.
Now, just because there was a technical foul on this, I want to talk about this because It is still a technical foul if you, I don't know exactly how the rule is worded, but I'm pretty sure when it says if you grasp the ring. And I think they've actually added language now that if you grasp the ring after a dunk, it's not. But you cannot grab the ring and pull yourself up, monkey swing, chin up, all that kind of stuff. That's the kind of stuff where it's unsporting. But we also have to be aware of what?
There's somebody underneath the basket.
If it's a safety issue and there's somebody underneath. Okay, now to me, on this play, that player number 5 is close enough underneath for me to say, safety coach. I don't know why he was hanging on the rim, but that player was there for his own safety or for the safety beneath him. I'm not calling a technical foul on this. Even if there's no player around nearby, me personally, this is not a technical foul. He did absolutely nothing. His momentum took him forward. He grabbed it and held it for a little bit. Didn't chin up. This doesn't warrant a technical foul. Anybody disagree? Which you can. It's okay. This official did.
No technical.
No technical.
But we're not giving him those 2 points.
No, you got to call basket interference.
So that would be basket interference, no technical foul. You wave off the basket and you give it to the other team. And if the coach says anything, you say, Coach, you need to learn that kid to dunk better because that was a terrible attempt. No, don't say that. All right. So that's, again, a little bit more clear on above the ring, right? As opposed to on or within the basket. Okay. I'm going to go back again. This happens fast. This is honestly, we all should watch more videos of goaltending and basket interference because it happens not rarely, but it doesn't happen enough for us to be constantly thinking about it and aware of it. So when it does happen, many times we are all, whether you want to admit it or not, we are all caught off guard almost. Right after it, yeah, I think maybe it was, maybe it wasn't, as opposed to some other things that we're used to doing and getting. What do you guys think? Basket interference? We can say goaltending or not, because that's technically what that would be. Should I play it slow before you give me your opinion?
No.
All right, here it goes. What do you think before I rewind it and show it even slower?
I'd say goaltending, based on the new rule anyways. Same time the ball touches the backboard, and now it's considered downward. So he makes contact with the ball after it hits the backboard, so automatic goaltending.
Okay. This is a good thing to talk about because there is a new rule this year about goaltending. And if the ball hits the backboard, they're now saying that once the ball hits the backboard, it is to be considered on its downward path. Right?
Right.
Now they haven't told us much else, which is why we're doing the new rules in October. I'm hoping to get more clarification. But if that's the case, that's the only stipulation that they're adding. It still has to follow the 4 rules, stipulations, factors, whatever you want to call them, to be considered for goaltending. What are those 4 stipulations? And it's not one of the 4. It has to be all 4. Anyone?
Has to be a try.
Okay. First and foremost, it has to be a try for a goal, which we would all agree this is a try for a goal. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Check. What's the second part?
Downward flight.
Has to be on its downward flight, which we have now agreed it hit the backboard right there. It hit the glass, so it is now considered, per NFHS rules, on its downward flight. What else does it have to be?
Chance to go in.
Spy player.
Has to be above the rim.
Has to be above the ring, which this one clearly is above the ring, yes? And then the last one, I think somebody said already, it has to have a chance to go in, which means ball goes up. Okay, it's above the ring. It's on its way down. But you see that it's like, this is a terrible drawing. You see it's going to fall way short. Just because they whack it on its way down above the ring wouldn't make it goaltending. Because we as officials can say, no, that didn't have a chance to go in. Therefore, you're not going to give them 2 points because it wasn't going to go in. Does that make sense?
Right.
But this one does have a chance, is above the ring, is a try for a goal, and hit the backboard. Therefore, it's on its downward flight. Goaltending. Yes?
No.
Yeah. Yes.
Now, with the old rule, I give the officials in that game the, what's the word I want to use? Defer to their ruling because it is so close. I can't tell if that ball is going up or coming down. Even after it hits the backboard, it's right there. So you got to make that game decision and decide whether it is or isn't. But now it hits the backboard. We don't even need to think about it. And even with that, they hit it pretty close to after it hitting. So we just need to be better and more aware of when these plays happen. Here's another one. Okay, not called goaltending again. I played fast again, and then this one I broke down, I think. What do we think? Now that I've played it slow once, before I bring it in a little bit slower, did we see goaltending there?
Looks like it.
I
Yep.
say goaltending.
Goaltending.
I say that was a block.
Ball hit the backboard.
Okay, ball is going up, on its way up.
All right, so as we discussed, it needs to be a try for a goal, which this one is, yes.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be above the ring, which,
It is.
again, this one is. So far, so good. Has to be on its downward flight. As we just discussed, with the new rule, once it hits the backboard, it is considered on its downward flight, right? So we don't need to guess anymore as to whether it was or wasn't. And this one did hit the backboard right here. And then it has to have a chance to go in, which, again, that has to come down to our judgment. I would say most, and this one's really close too, really close. I would say most of the time on a goaltending type play like this, the ball is going to have a chance to go in. Maybe 98, 99% of the time. Would we agree with that?
Yes.
So generally speaking, that's not necessarily really something we need to worry about or think about when calling this. But we do need to be aware of it because, again, if it's clearly falling short, you might get the same kind of a whack where a kid, says, get out of here. And it wouldn't be because it doesn't have a chance to go in. So it needs to be aware of it at least. Here's that game again. I'm going to play it fast again. Watch it. What do we think?
That's Batavia.
Here it is slow.
Basket interference.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Basket interference.
Basket interference. Yeah, that's good.
All right. This is, I think, pretty clear of a basket interference call. It's not goaltending, right? Which everybody in the gym thinks it's goaltending because they use that interchangeably, but it's not because it's interfering with that basket going in. The ball is within the cylinder,
Absolutely.
and he touches the ball. Even you could say, I don't think he touched it. He hit the net, and the net hit it. Still basket interference, right?
Yep.
Yep.
It's clear as day. Basket interference.
And it caused it to not go in. Now, here's the other thing that I would say, since we're talking about this. Ball goes up for a try for a goal. First of all, I don't think it was a transition. I don't like that the trail is at the division line. Don't like that at all. Okay? Let's be realistic and say, a buddy of mine told me I'm too nice. Let's be realistic and say maybe this official had a bad hamstring or turned his ankle, right? We have all done it. We've had somewhat of an injury. We want to save steps, and we tell our partners, hey, okay, don't worry about it. You know, you can stay, don't have to come all the way down. So let's just say that's the case. I still don't like that he's starting to bail out already. And the offense got the rebound. So even if you're here because you want to save steps, don't bail out until you know that ball is possessed safely and we're going the other way. Do we agree? Because now he's like, oh, I got to come back, which maybe he doesn't have an injury now because he came back pretty stiffly. I just think it looks odd when you come back like that. So anyway, that's a side note. Can always find something to complain about. All right, let's see what's next.
We've played a minute in the fourth quarter. Griffith finds Rubin. And the Wolverines bench, they're screaming.
Did we see anything worth raising our eyebrows about?
Now he hit the backboard. The ball now the backboard is still moving. Okay, the shot went up. Looks like it rimmed. You know, I don't know if it still had a chance of going in, but it's circling around the rim when he was hitting the backboard. The new rule with the new rule.
Griffith finds Rubin.
There. With the new rule.
Wolverines bench, they're
Is that a
screaming at
basket?
the officials saying that should have been goaltending.
Yes.
One of the Redbirds hit the backboard as Caden Space gets drilled by a ball screen. And meanwhile,
Okay, I play that all out because they ended up scoring on the other end. And Derek, I'm glad you said, and I know you all were thinking it anyway. I'm glad you asked about the new rule because if we play this slowly,
Yeah, see the backboard?
That's basket interference.
okay, now,
Yeah.
now let's hold on. Come on, Josh. Is he intentionally slapping the backboard to gain an advantage?
I would say no.
No.
I hold on, Josh. Now, when he hits the backboard, he knows it's going to shake.
Hold
He has
on. Hold on, Derek. We're not there yet.
Okay.
I will address that.
Can't assume that.
What we have to, we don't have to. We can assume whatever we want, right? But what we have to assume.
I guess so. Josh.
What's that?
I guess so.
Yeah, but to your point, what we have to assume is he's trying to block this shot. Would we
Yeah.
all agree with that?
Yeah, he's close. Yeah, he's trying. Of course, he's
Okay,
trying to
he's
block it.
legitimately trying to block this shot, and
Yeah.
in his follow through, he hits the backboard.
Right.
Okay. Now, last year and all the years before that, the rule was if you intentionally hit it to gain an advantage, it's a technical foul. Otherwise, it's nothing. No goaltending, no basket interference, no penalty of any sort. It is simply follow through on the attempt of a legitimate attempted block of a shot. Okay. This year, Derek, because I think you're right, these kids know if they hit that backboard hard enough, they're going to cause it to vibrate, and maybe it'll help knock the ball loose, which in this case, I think is maybe it wouldn't have gone in if it hadn't or not with the spin of the ball. But that backboard, would you agree, is clearly vibrating.
Absolutely.
And that ball doesn't go in. So what can we as officials now do with the new rule?
Basket interference.
Basket interference, absolutely.
We can rule that as basket interference, count the 2 points, and give the ball to the other team. I think this is a great, great rule change. We also, as officials, can not rule that to be basket interference. To my understanding, just like any other rule in the rule book, nothing is automatic. We always have the discretion. I would behoove you to call the basket interference because, one, that's what everybody wants. But two, just like we don't know if the kid hit that backboard intentionally or not, we don't know that that ball didn't go in because of that vibration. Therefore, we should score that bucket. Agreed?
I agree.
I don't know.
I want to talk about
You're
this
always
too.
right, Derek. You're always right.
I want to talk about
no. That's never true. But what I'm saying is, with the interference, with the basket moving, you can clearly see it's interfering with the shot. Now, if it didn't interfere with the shot, I understand it. Keep it going, move down, let's go. But that clearly, the basket is shaking intentionally. I thought he hit it intentionally. That's just me. That's what I see. I'm going to call it what I see, and I'm calling basket interference.
I think we all would be better off calling that basket interference than passing on it, especially this year. And if a coach questions you, say, Coach, that's the new rule, or that's a new rule, or that's a, and most coaches, some will still fight you, but most are like, oh, what? Because they don't. All right. I want to just real quick, because it was in this video and I found it interesting. What about this screen?
Says a good screen. He left in plenty of time and distance.
Legal screen. Step and a half.
That's a legal screen.
No foul on that?
No, legal screen.
That's a legal screen. He's right there, got his spot, hands
Step
down.
and a half.
Boom.
You know, I see maybe as the ball handler goes by him, does he do a little forearm check at the last minute?
Let's see. He's holding his arms right in the middle.
I think he's good there, good there.
He gives him one. I mean, you could argue he gave him more than one, but he gave him one good step, which is plenty of distance, in my opinion.
That's a good
right when the ball handler gets right by him.
And it almost looks like he sees him because his arm is moving to kind of like get around him. Maybe not. Maybe he's still out of his point of view, his field of vision, because he's not looking that way. But bang, he just hits him. That kid is standing there. That is an excellent screen.
Yeah.
And just because the contact is heavy doesn't make it illegal.
So
that's a great screen. I've been hit like that back in the day.
Yes, someone has a question.
I blame my teammates for not telling me there's a screen.
Question, Tim.
Hey, here's another one. Throw this wrench into that. Is that a flop?
No.
No, I wouldn't call it. But look at the kid. Watch the kid.
No, I would say no.
I know, but that's a lot of theater. I wouldn't call it. Watch it though. Oh my God! Look at that shot.
Watch it real time though. The kid just nails it.
Officials saying that should have been goaltending because one of the Redbirds hit the backboard.
I don't think so.
I think he fell down.
I mean, he just got blindsided. His teammates didn't help him out, letting him know there was a screen coming, and he got hit. That's it. That's all.
All right. So now we know the new rule on basket interference.
Boom.
Yep. Blame your teammates.
And we're all in agreement that was a good screen. That's like a bonus before the bonus.
Right.
All right. Not the first one, but down there on that end. I'll play it slow. I'm going to play it fast first again. What do we think? Goaltending or not?
That really looks good. The ball is still on the way up. That ball is still on the way up, and he got it off the backboard. He hit it on its path on the way up.
All right. The ball is going up. Does it hit the backboard?
Only when he hits it.
It looks like maybe simultaneously with the hit.
That's close, man. That looks good.
Is that basket interference because he slapped the backboard?
Well, it must be the backboard's vibrating.
All right. So the backboard is vibrating, but is the ball on or within the basket?
Doesn't look like it.
So the vibration of the backboard and the ring have absolutely nothing to do with this play. So it's not going to be basket interference. So it's not just if the backboard is slapped, even on a legitimate shot, and it vibrates, that's not automatic basket interference. It still has to interfere with a possible basket being made.
Yes.
So the spirit of the rule is if that vibration causes the ball to not go in due to the vibration, then we're going to count it. So that's why I'm saying we get that discretion. Here, there's no discretion. I don't think it's hard to tell from this angle. I don't think it even hit the basket.
No, it didn't.
All right,
he caught it on the way up, Josh.
So just remember, just because he slaps a backboard and it vibrates doesn't mean it's basket interference. That's not what the rule means. Everybody get that?
Absolutely.
Plays like that, again, they're so close. A lot of them are just so close. And they're either up or they're down. And we as officials have to make that determination. And we have to make a decision right away and go with it. And we're probably going to get yelled at on one side or the other. But have your answer ready. Coach, I don't think it was on its way down. Or coach, it hadn't hit the backboard yet. He hit it before it hit the backboard. Or coach, it hit the backboard. As soon as it hits the backboard, it's on its, whatever your decision is and the reasoning for it, that's what we'll discuss.
Josh, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Like in pregame, before you start and meeting with your crew, is you go over certain scenarios. Is that a scenario you may go over with the crew and say, hey, on basket interference, guys, just be mindful of, what we're looking for in the new rule?
So in a pregame that I'm going to run, especially this year, I am, at least for the first 2-3 weeks, I'm definitely, whether I'm running the pregame or I'm just listening and participating in it, I'm going to make sure that this gets brought up. Basket interference and hitting the backboard and slapping the backboard, the new rules, because they're new. And we all need to make sure that we know and or remember that new rule when we go in and be aware of it. Because like I said, especially with a basket interference goaltending situation, we get caught off guard when it happens. Some guys are better than others and some guys they're good and they're on top of it. But I think most officials are, I don't want to say surprised, but it happens like, oh, wow. Because most high school basketball just doesn't happen above the ring like that. So I'm going to bring it up and I'm going to talk about it. Maybe after 3 or 4 weeks, I don't need to bring it up as much, or maybe just with certain people who I think maybe are newer or need the extra reminder, but definitely the first couple weeks.
Okay.
Let's see. How about let's do another one of these. Got your sound on? Did you guys hear the slap? I mean, he smacked the backboard.
That was a good move.
Now, here again, this is one of the new rules listed, and I couldn't figure it out. Someone tried to tell me. I have to wait for the clarification, but they just basically said, again, if a player intentionally slaps the backboard, it's a technical foul. And I think that's in conjunction with if they slap the backboard intentionally and it doesn't go in, it's basket interference. I think they still want people to know, like, you can't just intentionally slap the backboard. Now, the philosophy has always been, if a player hits the backboard, slaps the backboard, and it's on the same side as the shooter, we should assume they are trying to attempt to block the shot. If it's on the other side, they're shooting on one side and they're slapping it on the other side, that's probably an intentional act, right? Because if you're going to try and block a shot, you're not going to be on the other side of the backboard. Do we agree with that thought process?
Yes.
So with that said, this play, it's a little fuzzy. It looks so far like he's going to try and block the shot, yes?
Absolutely.
Yes.
You can't see it right now, but right now he's slapping the backboard. Where's the ball? He's already hit the backboard.
He brought it back. That's why I say it was a great move by that kid. He brought it right back because the guy was going up to try to block it. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I see a little bit there.
Yeah.
All right, my point of this is I'm the lead running here. And on the game, at the time, I said to myself, that kid made no attempt to block the shot. He wasn't trying to block it at all. He intentionally hit the backboard. And I still believe that's what he was doing. I still believe it. But to your point here, Derek, because it was on the same side and he kind of pulled it back a little, maybe he didn't. There's enough of a possibility that that's not what he was trying to do. He could have timed it completely wrong. He's not that great a player, or the shooter is a great player and pulled it away from him. There's a couple different reasons why. So I am not going to give a technical foul on a play that I'm pretty sure the kid slapped the backboard on purpose, because there's a possibility. Does everybody understand that?
That's true.
Statement? Which is why, if it's on the same side as the shooter, we should always err on the side of he was trying to block the shot. Again, we get to make that ruling ourselves. That's why we get paid. But you're going to behoove yourself and your crew and not make waves, so to speak. You give a technical foul there, it's going to be pretty hard to justify, especially when a coach says did you see him? Just like you said, Derek, he pulled the ball away from him, which is why he missed it. That's why it looks so. There's your possibility. And now you've given a technical foul. You can't really take it back. I guess you could.
I got a question for you, Josh.
Yeah.
As we as officials and kids, and I know we've all refed and kids hit the backboard. Have you assessed a technical foul? How many times have we done that during the game?
I've been doing this for, I'll just say 30 plus years. And I have never given a technical foul to a kid for slapping the backboard intentionally. Never. Now, again, if I'd seen it and they slap it on the other side, I've got no problem giving it.
Right.
But it just doesn't happen. Not to say that it can't happen, but it hasn't happened to the games that I've had. So no, it happens very rarely. But we still need to be aware of the rule, because if a kid does do it.
I got it.
Now you could say he slapped the backboard on the other side, which this is why I think they put it in the new rule updates. They slapped the other side. He's shooting up on this side. They slapped this side. The ball's on the ring and it's shaking from the slap and it falls off.
Yeah.
What do you got?
I got a basket interference, right? A basket interference, maybe a technical foul.
I've got basket interference and technical foul.
Okay.
Because one does not have anything to do with the other. You've got a technical foul because he slapped the backboard. Now the ball's going around and it comes off because it was altered with basket interference.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely, got it.
I don't know if we'll ever see it, but really it's not, we'll just give him basket interference. And no, the kid intentionally slapped the backboard with the intent to do that. He needs to be penalized. All right. A lot of struggling around the ring here.
Well, the officials are out of. I'm looking at the positioning of the officials, and that was not great.
Okay, we'll talk about that next. Is that basket interference?
Not anymore.
That ball is on the ring,
Yep.
Yeah, it is.
and that net is being touched and, I don't know, could be jostled. So again, my question is that basket interference?
I'm not calling it, and here's the reason why. Okay, they're jumping and attempting to go up, but they're not pulling on the net. They didn't come down with the net to interfere with the rim of the basket. It's still, I got the ball is up there, but I didn't see anything that I could blow my whistle on.
Anybody else?
You called on. They both have their hands in there.
And basket interference.
All right. So here is the correct answer. We still get to make that determination. Do you remember, was it last year, maybe 2 years ago, they added in the new rule. If a player hits the net while the ball is on or within the basket, just like grabbing the ring, it may or may not be basket interference. If we don't think the touching of the net affected that ball and or its chance to go in, we can ignore the touching of the net and not call basket interference. It used to be if you hit the net and the ball's on the ring, basket interference. You're not allowed to do that. And last year or 2 years ago, I think it was last year, they said, no, you can use your judgment. And so for some of you saying they both had their hands in there or it didn't even move the basket or the ring or didn't involve, absolutely, I agree 100%. It had absolutely no effect of whether that ball was going in or not. I think this is a no call. It's no longer an automatic anymore. Anybody disagree? I always feel like when I say that, I'm putting you on the spot. You can always disagree. It's okay. I think that's a good no call. Yeah.
Too many hands in the net.
Well, and again, it was kind of a jumping to get it and trying to get the ball and hitting the net, and it wasn't a grab or a pull or even hitting it in the whole, backboard shook.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a good rule last year. All right, I'm going to do, I think, one more and then my bonus play, but I got to get a bonus play. All right. I put this one on Facebook a while ago. I'm just going to play it and we'll talk about it. All right. Okay. All right. Watch it again, and then I'll zoom in and slow it down. Official called basket interference and counted the basket. Do we agree or disagree?
Yeah, I agree with him.
Yeah, basket interference.
Basket easy because he grabbed and pulled the net.
Does it matter?
Could have bounced out.
Oh, man,
let's see. Here it goes. It comes. He grabs and or hits the net, and that causes the net to pop the ball out. We all see that, right?
Yep.
I don't know who made the next statement, but then what happens?
It goes in through.
It went in. So the official is correct. It was basket interference, but the official was incorrect because it wasn't basket interference. It didn't interfere with that basket being completed. Does that make sense? So my point on this one is, I think it was great. He was on top of it. He saw it. He got it. But if it doesn't make any difference, if that ball goes in, why are we stopping play? They got the 2 points. It didn't do anything. Let it go. Do we agree with that or no? Do some of you think we should we call it regardless?
No, I think since it
No,
went
no.
in, it should have been nothing.
Right.
Those
No,
are
you don't.
Just held the whistle for a split second longer.
Yeah.
I think he just wanted to make sure that it counted. That's all.
Maybe see the play completely through before blowing it.
watch the ball go through, and then if you want to address the coach or the player after and say, hey, you do that again, if that ball doesn't go in, that's basket interference. That's fine. But these are game interrupters that ultimately break the game up, which makes it no fun for anybody to watch. Now, if it only happens once, that's one thing. But, if you get a couple game interrupters in a row, it breaks up the flow. And I think we, as officials, we need to be aware that we don't have to blow our whistle, even if we're technically correct. So anyway.
Play on.
I know I said one more, but that was a quick one. Here's another one. Same game. I put this one on Facebook too. Poor guys. All right. All right.
On the ring, it falls down.
It's still up there. It looked like it stayed up there for about 10 seconds.
The official called basket interference. Was he correct?
Oh, yeah, it looked like it was about to go in, and he flapped it away.
Yes.
Yeah, this is not FIBA. Can't knock it off the rim.
Was it going in?
It wasn't going in. It was still on the rim.
Was it going in? Watch this ball.
It's going out.
Looks like it's falling off.
It's coming out.
Yeah.
It is coming out. It is, and you are right. It was up there for so long.
That's nothing.
And it rolls, and it's just starting to come out. Now, easy for us to say from this angle. I can't see, which is the same angle as the official. If that ball is still on the ring,
Can't touch it.
then it's basket interference. Shame on you for jumping up in there and getting it. But it better be on the ring, because I have a feeling this was not on the ring. It was rolling off.
Looks off. It's hard to see.
Okay, I got a question. So as it was rolling off, my question is, was part of that ball still on that rim?
Well, that's what we have to then determine. What I'm going to say, this is, again, whether it's right or wrong, what I'm going to do is determine that ball is falling out. It is not going in. I know this is not goaltending, but it has no chance to go in. I'm not calling that basket interference. You just gave them 2 points for a shot that was not going to go in.
Agreed.
Now, it's close enough that I understand why he called it. And it's also from the angle of the trail, I understand why he called it. So I'm not saying how dare he do that. How can anyone get that wrong? These are plays, again, we don't see very often, and so they can surprise us. And that looks like kind of textbook. Everybody saw it live and said, oh, yeah, basket interference, right? Because at first glance, at high speed, regular speed, that's what it looks like. So we got to get it, but we have to know what is happening.
So what do you count that as a 3 then? Is a 3-point attempt?
Yeah, it was an attempt.
Was it a 3?
No. Yeah.
It looked like it. Yeah, right there. He's behind the line. That's a
you would have to count that 3 points.
Absolutely.
Absolutely 3 points.
The center would have had a better angle at this, whether the ball was still on the cylinder or not. The trail was a little bit straight line with the ball on the ring. Center had a better look.
100%. And I actually spoke to the center. And he said, Josh, that ball was not on the ring. He said, I had a great view and it was falling off the basket. But what's the center going to do? He's not going to come and go, boop, 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 boop. No, no, no. My partner made the ruling, and we're sticking with the ruling. Whether it's bad or good, we're sticking with it. That's not something you come in and give information on.
No, but I think if we are the trail, let's pass on that because we don't have a good angle on that.
Agreed.
Let the center determine yes or no whether it's basket interference.
I agree. I think we need to be aware of the angle we have on a play. And if we don't have the right angle, it's pretty hard to justify calling that. So again, it's a tough play to have, tough call. And unfortunately, in today's day and age, we have video on everything. So if you make a mistake or get something wrong or have a call that's so super close and it's controversial, it's out there to be seen. In the old days, I'm looking at some of you on the screen, you could make a bad call and never hear about that ever again in your career. Now coaches are sending in video and, take a look at this and was this right or was that wrong? We have to try. We're all going to make mistakes. We have to be able to admit that we make the mistake in order to not try and make it the next time. So it's okay. And hopefully when people show these videos, they're not saying that trail official is awful. But we have to be able to take that as officials. And I know you all know that already, but all right, I want to do a bonus video. I don't have one geared up, so let me see if I can find one, a good one. Let's do a block charge. I love block charges. Here we go. Ready? All right, block charge play. What do we think? I'm going to play it fast again real quick. Block or charge? What do you guys have so far?
Charge.
Block.
Okay,
Block.
the lead
Not a
official
block.
sold the call. Would we agree?
Absolutely.
All right, let's back it up. I'm going to break it down from what I see here.
You sure that wasn't me right there?
The defender has 2 feet on the floor and is facing his opponent. Yes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Which gives him legal guarding position.
Absolutely.
Now, this is not college, which I think even in college this would be considered legal. They need to be in that position before the player goes airborne.
Yeah, he's not.
Is this
airborne.
player airborne, the shooter, the dribbler? No. So when contact happens, that defender is legal, and the contact is the fault of the dribbler. And you could say, well, there's no way he can get out of the way. He's coming that way. The defender knows he's coming that way. The way the rule is written, whoever gets to that spot first legally wins the fight.
Yeah, it's true.
All right?
Yeah,
Now, to be fair, the angle that the lead has here is different than we have. And can we see if that kid is sticking his elbow out? Because it looks like this offensive player is trying to go around. Look, he kind of sidesteps a little.
Yeah.
He's trying.
Yeah, he's trying. He didn't make it.
It almost looks like he got taken out by his teammate.
Is it possible that the defender is leaning to the left?
That's what I was about
to
to
make
say.
sure that contact happens.
Yeah.
We can't tell from this angle. It's hard.
It
So
is
I have a
very-
charge all day on this, but the lead might have a better angle on what actually happened, and that might be a block. And that's my. Go ahead.
It's kind of a stretch.
It is a stretch. I get that, but I've played them before, but I've had where some videos, especially from a state tournament, they've got that second or third camera, and they'll give you one of them like that as a charge, 100%, and then they show the one under the basket, and you can see the kids like just slow enough that the first angle doesn't show any movement at all. It happens, and so a lot of times graceful is not the word. I give a lot more grace to the official calling it, because if they've got a different angle than I have on the video, we don't really know what that official saw. So anyway, just keep that in mind when you watch these and you say, how could that official get that wrong?
We don't have an easy job, Josh. We don't have an easy job.
It is. It's hard. And I'm glad most of you, at least, have been doing it long enough where you're not going to quit next year. The wrong guy yells at you. All right. So basket interference. And I know it was goaltending was mixed in there. But how do we feel? Okay.
Good.
I
Good
know
job.
me personally, it's one of the toughest calls for me, because I'm one of those where I get not surprised again, but I'm not ready for it. Even when I talk about it, when it happens, it's like it happens so fast and now it's gone and it's over. So something I constantly work on.
Yeah.
Next month, we are going to talk about traveling. I do not have a particular kind of travel picked out. It'll be a little bit open. But if any of you have a suggestion, email me. And I'll pull some together of that kind of, because there are so many different kinds of traveling. I've got like 10 to 15 different categories that I've got to separate them in folders just so I know which is. There's just so many. So that's what we'll be talking about next month, which is the 21st of August. So I appreciate you all coming on, and hopefully we'll see you next month.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Josh.
Thanks,
All right.
John.
Take
We'll see you,
care,
Tim.
bro.
Yeah,
Thanks,
see you, John.
Josh.
Good talking.
Appreciate
Good
it.
seeing you.